How do we feel about Clyde not signing with the Chiefs? He did not choose not to sign with the Chiefs, Katie. The Chiefs chose not to sign him. And honestly, they kind of made a good deal. Let's just be honest. Clyde hasn't played a full season since, I don't know, ever in the NFL. They drafted him in the first round, 3-4 years ago, right? So, I mean, it was not a smart draft pick in the first place. Yes, he showed some signs, some sparks his rookie season, but he has been below average since then at best. And this is why you don't draft a running back in the first round of the NFL draft, because they are a dime a dozen at the end of the day. And unfortunately, you use them and abuse them and you let them walk. The only reason why you would draft a running back in the fifth year is to get that in the first round is to get that fifth year option. But you definitely don't drive them 8th or 12th. Like, basically, a running back shelf life is 6-7 years. Get them on that 4-year deal, use them and abuse them, and let them walk. Let some other team sign them for a big deal. What are your thoughts on that, Combs?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, he was wildly underperforming for the Kansas City Chiefs. They thought they had a spark plug. He was one of the reasons why they were okay with letting Tyreek Hill walk,
Right.
was because they felt like they had a guy who was just as explosive in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It just didn't turn out that way. I mean, this guy is averaging, I think, 51 yards a game total throughout his career. And I mean, his best year was his rookie year, I believe he didn't even have 1,000 yards rushing that year.
Nope.
I don't think he's maxed. I don't think he's past 800 yards in a season.
I don't think he's played more than 10 games in a season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think maybe his rookie year he might have played 12 or 13. But since then, it's definitely probably not more than 10, and he's hurt, and he's a lot like the Bears have a couple of guys over here that are always injured, right? It was an okay. They were okay with letting him walk. To be honest with you, I can't really blame him. I wish Clyde Edwards-Helaire the best. Hopefully, he can find a spot somewhere. Would not be surprised to see him sign with the Bengals. Something a lot of teams' rivals tend to do. They tend to pick up a guy who maybe can help them pick up on some things that they need to pick up on.
Yep.
But they got Isaiah Pacheco, and so they'll be all right. They do need some help, though. I mean, in the run game, they're going to need some help.
Well, they still got Isaiah Pacheco. They got Jared McKinnon. They got the on the practice squad. They pick up the Broncos starting running back from last year. When the Broncos cut him like week 7, week 8, the Chiefs picked him up on the practice squad. So he's still on the practice squad. I forget his.
McKinnon's gone too.
No, they just signed him to a deal, or they're working on a deal with like him still. So he'll be back.
Okay.
But of course, he is like 31, 32 years old too. So.
Yeah.
And they also drafted a running back this year as well. So the Chiefs will be totally fine. I'm not worried about it, Katie. And let's just be honest. The Chiefs, they have had a plethora of running backs the last couple seasons. So the yards may not jump out at people because they are a running back by committee. So you can have all these 7th, 8th, or 6th, 7th, and undrafted free agents in the backfield, and they're going to be just